My name's Dan Coffey. I'm with a group called Citizens for Responsible Government. And we're here today at the Cascade Media Studios to shed some light on the myths about this new airport project being promoted by the city of Kansas City, Missouri. I have with me today Don Hensley. Don Hensley is an aviation consultant. And Don, why don't you tell us a little bit about your past history and qualifications?
Thank you, Dan. I've been in aviation for over 50 years, 1967 to 2017. I worked for the I worked in the United States Navy, then later with the Federal Aviation Administration for 33 years. I worked at 9 major airports, or 9 airports within the country. 3 of the majors were St. Louis and Dallas-Fort Worth and Kansas City International. I was a Kansas City air traffic manager out at KCI for 9 years when we expanded the airport, built the new runway and the new control tower and TRACON. And like I said, I'm a pilot, a flight instructor, and I have been an aviation advocate for the Kansas City aviation community for over 30 years.
As you can see, Don has probably forgot more about Kansas City International Airport than most people know. And the purpose today is to talk about some of the lies, basically, that have been told about this project we have going on today. Don, why don't you go ahead and explain from your perspective what you think are the misstatements that we've been hearing.
Well, it's been interesting, and I've been involved in this since 2013 with various groups and with Sam Graves and other folks as well. But the things that they talk about in their campaign, and I'll just list a few. Passengers, they say 11 million. Well, Kansas City International only carries 5.3 million through their O&D passengers on an annual basis. Again, that's a misstatement on their part. It's a lie. Jobs will be 18,000 new jobs generated by this construction out there. And that's again refuted by the construction companies that have actually put out a bid on it. They say between 4,000 and 6,000 temporary jobs will be created. There will not be 18,000 new jobs. Then the mayor says there'll be a 2.5 billion economic impact on this community as a result of that. Yes, he's going to have a 2.5 million economic impact, but it's going to be a debt. It's not going to be an impact, a positive impact. It's a debt for 30 years. And then they say it's no cost to the taxpayers. Well, again, that's incorrect in that the taxpayers that go out there that use the airport, that if you go on to pick up your mother-in-law or your sister or your brother or whoever, you're going to pay some sort of tax to get on that airport and use them at some way or another. Then the congestion. They say it's congested and we're short on gates. In all of my time that I've spent at Kansas City International, from 1972 when it was open through 2012, I never heard anybody ever say that we were short on gates and that it was congestion. That all came about as a result of them spending somewhere between $13 and $15 million with consultants to vet out and to come up with a single terminal only plan to support their position. Then they closed Terminal A and moved the 2 busiest airlines into Terminal A, which generates 60% of all the traffic out there at Kansas City International. And they closed the 2,000 plus parking garage over in Terminal A, established a valet parking system right in front of Southwest, the busiest air carrier out there, who carries 49%, and then complain about congestion. It's self-imposed congestion. These are all lies that have come out of City Hall and the mayor's office.
One thing I want to get back to and touch on, basically, is the jobs issue. Right now, on Tuesday, tomorrow, they're asking the public to vote yes on this question 1. They're promising a lot of jobs, like Don mentioned, but there are no guarantees. There are no written contracts. There's no written memorandum of understanding. There are no guarantees of minority or union jobs that have been proposed. All they're making is promises. And we have to say, how's that worked for us in the past? How many jobs did we get at the Power and Light District? How many jobs did we get at the stadium for the minority community? It just doesn't work that way. We believe that we need to vote no tomorrow, and then we can negotiate a good plan and get everything signed on the dotted line, get the I's dotted and the T's crossed before we move ahead with a project that we don't have any idea really basically what it is. With that in mind, I'd like to thank everybody from the Citizens for Responsible Government and our friends that have helped us during this campaign. We encourage everybody to go to the polls tomorrow and vote no, and to visit our website, cfrgkc.com, for lots of information. Click on the media page, on the links, and then also on the Facebook page. And thank you very much for listening today.